stilling the body, stilling the mind, stilling the spirit. Again, out of those three, it's only when the mind becomes still that that something, that unification comes together. Yeah. So just like in Taoism, say Jing Qi Shen, vitality, energy, spirit. The reason it's used in that order, Jing Qi Shen, vitality, energy, spirit. It means many different things. One, in the basic practice of spiritual things, you have yogis and monks that are celibate, and to be enlightened, if you can conquer being celibate person, you will naturally be enlightened. And the reason is because Jing Qi Shen. If you are celibate, the person's energy, vitality, and energy and spirit will be very full. So that affects how you feel consciously, because your mind is pure, because you don't have desires, and then your energy is so strong that the head, the spirit, and the brain is like a light bulb, will be very bright. So that alone, makes it different when people become monks and yogis. They choose the life of not having desires and then not having any, losing any energy out of their body. So they naturally can have a very super strong state of mind. And the other meaning of it in the higher level of meditation transformation means when we transform the Jing, the vitality, return it back to energy and back to the brain, it becomes spirit. So in the meditation, you transform what would be negative yin energy, like water. Water would be the element of vitality. And when the spirit touches the water, the spirit is fire element. So when we allow the spirit to heat the water element, it produces a vapor and steam, and that's the energy turning to qi, returning back upwards. So that's the symbol of Jing Qi Shen, is that the energy, vitality is being transformed back to energy and returning back to the brain, becoming how it affects your spirit. So the spirit, you're transforming the body's energy back to spirit. And you guys can't see it on the camera, but I put the little thing up with the dragon and the tiger. I have a scroll, a small one. I just found it in a box, and it has the tiger and dragon. That's a Taoist symbol of a human being. The tiger represents the female element. And no, it's just some cheap. Yeah, and so the tiger represents yin and the female energy. It represents earth and water energy, and the dragon represents the spirit. So the spirit and tiger, they want to be together. Yeah, when you meditate and your spirit becomes union with the tiger, that's the yin and yang together. And the tiger represents female because yin energy. Yin represents your body, represents the element of water and compassion. And then the spirit is the spirit and fire. So when meditation, remember, you have spirit and you have water. So vitality and spirit. In between, you have the qi, which is related to the breathing and your mind. So it's only when the qi settles, then the spirit and tiger are together. But the mind is separating the spirit and the water, yin energy. Yang and yin are separated by the mind. So this is why when you watch your breathing, we call tuning the breath. You're watching the breath to make the mind pure. When the breathing starts to settle, now the mind is becoming pure. The breathing is settled, then the separation, the mind separating the spirit and vitality is removed, and then spirit and vitality join together. Yeah, so this is the lower aspect of the self joining with the higher aspect of the self, yin and yang. So when they join together, something happens. Yes? So when you're meditating, you first freeze the spirit to just feel your pure nature. See, so when you do this practice, guys, and you want to be mindful in the pause, you're just awareness. So as long as in your meditation, every time you feel into the pause of your breath, say to yourself, just awareness. Just awareness. Why? Because eventually you're going to get it. You're going to feel your self of awareness. You recognize it first. You have to recognize it first. To cultivate it, you have to recognize it. If you don't recognize it, you won't grasp it and focus on it. Yes? So every time you're mindful in the pause of your breath, say to yourself, just awareness. Eventually you're going to sense that in the pause is where pure awareness is. And eventually that connection is going to be there. You're going to be connected to yourself of awareness. And that's how you cultivate it. Do you guys understand? Every time you mindful the breath, awareness. Every time you feel into the and the pause, awareness. You keep doing that until you feel the connection of your self-awareness. And then what happens? As you keep doing that, watching the breath, right? Then you close your eyes, watching the breath, surrender in the pause, just awareness. Eventually, your mind is going to settle into its pure mind. You're going to feel a very slight, peaceful breath, a very slight and peaceful state, right? And you got to surrender into that. Yes? You want to surrender into it. Amy, there's tissue up there. There's tissue on the table. Up there, there's a box of tissue. Right? So you're going to surrender into that peace. When you feel that peace, then you want to stay there as long as you can. You want to bathe in it. So then when you move from that, right? So when your eyes are down, looking into down below your navel, right? That's the setting sun. You see, the meditation related to nature. When you're straight up, this is the sun is up in the morning, right? The sun is up. Now, midday, right? 6 o'clock, the sun is setting. Nighttime, the sun is down. It's supposed to be the most peaceful, right? The sun is down. Then mornings come in, the sun is coming up. Or no, in the nighttime. So in the nighttime, right? My eyes are closed, but I'm focusing here. What does it mean? I'm looking at the moon. The light is inside. When you guys finish your meditation, if you see the light in your mind, when you go from looking below the navel, and when you relax and lift your eyebrow, do you see light in your forehead? Right? If you see light, that's your spirit. You're looking at the spirit. If you see light inside, you're focusing in the light. That represents the moon. Your eyes are closed. But you're looking at the spirit, the light. Your spirit is in the sun and the moon. Then you still feel spacious, empty, feel into the peace of that. See the light. Your spirit is inside. It's still light. Your eyes hold light. So if you still have the light in your eyes, you still see light inside. Do you guys understand? Spirit is two things. It's light and vibrational sound. Yes? So when you direct your eyes and your mind's pure, you may see light because spirit is light. And if you feel the peace, you just stay in it as long as you can. And if you happen to get to feel the breath feels very still, very slight or still, surrender into that stillness. Yes, if you get to a very pure mind, you will feel stillness. You won't feel your breath so much. And you want to surrender into that. So if you practice every day to get there, and if you get there, that means you can get there all the time. If you meditate, master, stilling your mind, get into peace. Once you get into peace, you're going to be into your spirit. Yes, once you get peace, you're in the spirit. So once you get there, try to stay there as long as you can. Because once you get into peace means you get into some death of your mortal self. So in some traditions, this is why every time you go to a pure state, you actually die off some of your karma. Past karma will die off out of your body. But in order for it to die off, you have to die. You can't be reborn unless you die first. So there has to be a death. Right? If you die in this life from this body, then of course there's another rebirth. But if you die while you're in this body, you destroy past karma. Every time you can get to a pure place, something dies away from your soul. That's why yogis spend so much time in meditation, because they're wondering, in this life, can they get final pure consciousness in this birth, in this life? So they work hard every day. Why? Because as you enter your pure consciousness in this life becomes heaven. Becomes something very beautiful. Yes? Never negative. If you're in your pure consciousness, there's no negativity in your reality. If you have things negative, you don't see pure reality. So that's why. But the path of that is just the simple practice to really use your will to do this every day, at least 3 times a day, and try to sit for at least a half hour. Right? And go through the stage. 1, freeze the spirit, drop the eye, tune the breath, close the eye, look into the center. Surrender into the pause, right? And then from there, relax your eye, be natural. Again, can be mindful at the navel. So these 3 points, right? Upper dantian, when you look straight ahead, it's connected to your spirit center in your head. When you look straight, it's going to cause the energy to go to the 3rd eye. When you look straight, you're making your eyes non-dualistic. You're not letting the eyes chase after anything. So then eventually the energy channels that are connected to your eye makes the energy go here. And even in the 2nd stage, when you go like this, it's still going to be here. See, that's where the pyramid is, like this. The single eye is here. These 2 points represent the left and right eye. And then the tip represents the 3rd eye, which means a single eye. So you want to learn to have a single eye, not a dual eye. Duality means this and that. No, duality means this and that, like, dislike, discrimination. Non-duality means not this or that. So it's a funny thing if your mind opens in there, right? Opens in that 3rd eye and resides in that center and that gland and that chakra, then you don't no longer have